Well, welcome to the pump rooms here in Leamington Spa, a place I know you all are very familiar with. And it's just such a shame that you can't be here to enjoy the sunshine today and for your whole celebrations and conference coming up. We miss you. Let me be really clear about that. As leader of the District Council, I'm mindful of our role in supporting LGBT plus and the wide range of diverse community that we have here in Leamington Spa and across the whole district. It's something that actually marks this place out. It's a really, really important quality in bringing forward both our creativity, our events, our whole community life, that we protect and support diversity in every element of our public life. And we see a role here in Warwick District Council to do that, firstly, of course, with our own councillors and with our members of staff, but also, probably surprisingly, we have a number of key stakeholders, whether it's our leisure centre operators like Everyone Active, even our waste management contracts. At every level, this is central to this council's operation and must be protected and strengthened in the years ahead. So we really wish you every happiness and joy as you come together, albeit in a virtual way. The Pump Room Gardens will be here for you again next year, and it'll be fantastic to have that celebration when we can eventually come together again. So have a great day and a brilliant conference.
Hi, I'm James, Grants Manager at Stratford Town Trust. We're really proud to support Warwickshire Pride with funding to help deliver the fantastic activities for young people at Foundation House. Warwickshire Pride is an essential organisation for our community, providing support, guidance and a safe space so that people can be their full self. It's been really great to see how they've continued to offer services throughout the pandemic, when many of our community are particularly vulnerable and disconnected. That connection and space to talk can't be underestimated, and I know it makes a massive positive difference. We're absolute allies of the LGBTQ+ community, and we're committed to challenging and overcoming discrimination alongside wonderful groups like Warwickshire Pride. It's a real shame that the full Warwickshire Pride has been cancelled this year, but I know it'll be back bigger and even more fabulous in 2021. Take care.
Picture the scene. Edinburgh, Fringe, 2018. It's 2 a.m. and it's my first time, and I'm tired. I'm so tired. Everyone is tired. Did I mention I'm tired? Do you have a show? Do you have a show? What do you mean you don't have a show? I don't know. Or what do you do? Are you a comic? Occasionally. Are you a poet? Reluctantly. Reluctantly. Hey mate, are you trying to be funny? That's the problem. I have no idea. I'm not funny enough to be a comic. And I'm not serious enough to be a poet. I think I might be genre fluid. When I started doing this, I was on the bill of a charity night in Derby, where I'm from. And before the show started, the compere asked me if I wanted to be in the comedy section or the poetry section. And I had no idea. I have spent so long convincing myself I am this mature, professional and grown-up spoken word artist. So with that in mind, here is a mature, professional and grown-up poem about man boobs. On a warm summer's day, why is it okay to have moobs on display, but not boobs? Who made it this way? Who are these anti-tit hypocrites who sit on committee and band the titty? More the pity. You go to any city here or abroad on a warm August day and you'll see slapheads and beer bellies strutting away, man boobs on display without a care in the world. But say you're driving round town or walking around And you see a mother breastfeeding her child? Some people go wild, becoming enraged like it's strange. They completely lose their minds. Mankind has worse crimes than showing some nipple at lunchtime. Are we as a nation so against titillation? Society teaches that nudist beaches are okay. But breastfeeding in public? Breastfeeding in public is wrong in every single way. But if breast is indeed best, I say let's put to the test a new page 3. Introducing Phil from Coventry. He's a heavy-set man, 48 EE. His interests include beer and misogyny. I don't know about you, but I know what I'd rather see. I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I've been very lucky. I've got to perform at some amazing festivals and events all across the country, and last year I was doing a gig in Birmingham. And before the show started, I was sat in the green room talking to this amazing spoken word artist, and as you do, we got chatting. And one thing led to another, and she turned to me and said, "Dan, what do you write about?" And I thought, okay, here we go. Here's a really good chance to make a really good first impression. And I said, "Me? What do I write about?" I write about all the important things. I write about life. I write about love. And I write about relationships. And my mate who was stood next to me at the time goes, "No, you don't. You don't write about life, love and relationships. You just write poems about boys." I'd now like to perform some poems about boys. You're wearing false glasses. I said, you're wearing false glasses? Better. And the fake plastic lens reflect the festival lights masking your eyes. So I focus on your smile. And we're told just to look. Instructed not to touch, but to notice every detail of the person stood before us. The pattern bag. The beaten docks. The slightly hipster woven top. The half-drank can of gin and tonic held discreetly at your side, underneath the no drinking sign. "This isn't mine," you whisper. "I'm just a thief." And what I wouldn't give for another stolen moment like this. To the third boy I ever brought back to my parents' house. I have to be at work at 8 in the morning. And this is a mistake. But I tell you, you are the most beautiful boy I have ever seen, and mean it. A prince among men. Tonight, I have lucked out, punching high above my weight. And I've got more chance of messing this up than of making love. But nothing's going to stop me trying, even just the once. You tell me you're not used to being kissed. So I make it my mission to change this. Afterwards, I ask you to stay. But you pick up your keys and your phone and you leave anyway. And I don't know if this is a one-shot hookup. But as I sit and sip my whiskey and pep, I really hope I get to see you again. Text me when you get in, yeah? But he never did. He never did. We stand in solidarity from a distance, glimpsing the future through tear gas smoke. fists and voices raised, just like at the stone wall over 50 years ago. Look around. Is it so different now? Today, like then, is not a time for silence. Change will take more than hashtags. We need better education, more acceptance, even for the things you may not fully understand. There's no shame in not knowing, as long as you are willing to learn. When chaos rains down and you drown in the sounds of the city, take a second. Learn to reflect and remember to ground yourself. Breathe deeply. Repeat as necessary. Yes, things are scary and unexpected. Undetected curveballs fall constantly but honestly. If life were a straight line and you were always on time, you wouldn't find half the answers to the questions or the people you have learnt so much from. You are not the only one who struggles. We are all weighed down by our own troubles, chained to our own boulders, yet silently we soldier on, not wanting to be a burden. But I am certain people care about you. And should you choose to, and believe me, you should choose to, tell them. Tell them and they will help and care and support, for we are the human race, and this is what we do best. There is no test to fail, no right or wrong. Pour your favourite drink. Put on your favourite song. Take that second. Never second guess. You are blessed by simply being here. Remember that. A lot of good people didn't make it this far. Who you are and where you are is where you're supposed to be. I believe that wholeheartedly. Things will get better. Things will get better. Things will get better. Just you wait and see. I've always been very lucky because when I'm at my lowest, I've always found something to remind me what a wonderful world we live in. And this particular time, I found it in Asda in Nottingham. This is called Wonderland. Teenage boy applying lip gloss in a supermarket mirror. So he called me queer and I was like, yeah, and? His friends giggle like it's no big deal. Stealing from the samples, they trade eyeliners. And ever so slightly, the world changes.
Thank you, Sassy, for that fabulous introduction. My name is Healy, and I am a trustee at Warwickshire Pride. I've been a trustee since 2016. For what I do is I run the youth group, parents group, company social, and the disability group. For what Pride means to me, Pride means freedom, love, respect, and enjoy diversity, to support each other, to have a voice, and to be heard. That's what Pride means to me. See you next year. Bye.
Hey, happy Pride everyone. I know this is not the way we'd originally anticipated to do this kind of thing, but with the world being the way it is at the moment, we've got to make the best. So this is coming to you from my living room. I'm a UK country singer called Emma Jane Norman, and I've got a couple of songs that you can get from normal places like Spotify or Apple Music. So yeah, if you like what I play, go into those little things, have a download, help me pay my bills. I'd very much appreciate it. So what I'm going to do to help celebrate Pride today is I'm going to sing a couple of original songs and then a cover. So this is a song called 5 Days. This was the first song that I released off my EP, and this is what it sounds like. I never thought the day would come when I'd stand outside and bask in the sun. Didn't know how to put the bottle down, just one drop away from drowning. 5 days and I'm still sober. A little bruised and broken, but 5 days older. I didn't think that I could find my way back home. I thought that you would shut the door and leave me to face this alone. But it proves to me home is where the heart is, and you have saved my life. I never thought this is how it could be. Sober, happy and finally free. I never thought I'd ask for it, that the shame would be too much to bear. 5 days and I'm still sober. A little bruised and broken, but 5 days older. I didn't think that I could find my way back home. Saved my life. 5 days and I'm still sober. A little bruised and broken, but 5 days older. I didn't think that I could find my way back home. I thought that you would shut the door and leave me to face this alone. But it proves to me home is where the heart is, and you have saved my life. So that was one of my original songs called 5 Days, and you can get it from all those download sites. It feels a bit weird doing this from the living room as opposed to doing it in front of a group of people. The dog's here and she's not overly impressed, I'll be honest. So yeah, it feels a bit strange. This is my next track that's just been released. Actually, we haven't done the video for this one yet, but you can download it and stream it from all the good places. I've got a little bit of a backing track to fill this one out a bit. So yeah, this is a song called Mend My Broken Heart. An uplifting, happy song. I'm a modern woman. I have to wear many hats. I'm a sister, a mother, a teacher, a lover, a referee, a fighter, and a diplomat. I cook, I clean, I sometimes get mean when I'm living my hardest life. There's just one last job on my resume, and that is I'm someone's goddamn ex-wife. So hold on to your hats, I've got a story to tell. It started like a fairy tale, but didn't end that well. We had a white dress, confetti, and slowly it all went wrong. Now don't worry honey, you're not named in this song. I wasn't what you wanted, that much is true. You weren't what I needed, and I wasn't gonna get it from you. We grew apart, we were kids when we met. At the time you were my best friend. It took for me to lose my home, my friends and my family, to start again. Love falls apart and we said farewell. It started like a fairy tale, but didn't end that well. We had a life together, then slowly it fell apart. And now I'm learning to mend my broken heart. I hope you know that if I see you one day smiling in another's arms, I know that I can say, I wish you well, my dear. I wish you a life that's good. And I hope if you could say the same, you would. Love falls apart and we said farewell. It started like a fairy tale, but didn't end that well. We had a life together, then slowly it fell apart. And now I'm learning to mend my broken heart, my broken heart. Well, the time has arrived for me to do my little cover. I've practiced this a couple of times. I'm getting quite close to the camera there, sorry. I practiced this a couple of times, and it wasn't hideous, but I have messed it up quite a few times. The whole theory behind this song is that if anyone is at home watching this, sing along, okay? This is a song by the Queen herself, RuPaul. As she says, if you're not going to love yourself, how the hell can you love somebody else? So, here we go, okay? Pick myself up, turn the world on its head. Don't forget what my mama said. People talking since the beginning of time. Unless they're paying your bills, pay them bitches, don't mind. And if I fly, or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly, or if I fall, I'm on my way. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Now, sissy, that would. Better beware, ain't no tea, ain't no shade. At the same time, bitches better get out the way. I'm a femme queen, mother of a house of no shame. My pussy is on fire now, kiss the flame. And if I fly, or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly, or if I fall, I'm on my way. This is the bit where if you're at home, we can sing this as loud as we possibly want. In the garden, or in the kitchen, or wherever we're watching this. So we're going to do this bit again, with the theory that everyone is going to sing along. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I fly or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly or if I fall, I'm on my way. One more time. And if I fly or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly or if I fall, I'm on my way. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh. Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Ready, one more time. And if I fly or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly or if I fall, I'm on my way. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Now sit there and walk. I'm Emma Jane Norman. Please check me out on social media, download some music, have a wicked Pride, Warwickshire. Woohoo!
Hi there, my name's Craig Tracy and I'm Member of Parliament for North Warwickshire and Bedworth. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to you all for inviting me to speak and to be part of this year's Warwickshire Pride Festival. Something I've been really keen to be involved with for quite some time now, so I'm absolutely delighted to finally get the opportunity to take part. Obviously, slightly different look and feel to it this year, and I'm sure we all agree that we've been through some interesting times recently. But I think what it did actually bring home to me was that because of COVID, it couldn't have been any more important that Pride festivals, not just in Warwickshire, but across the country, still continued to go ahead. And the reason that I say that is because from my own mailbox, obviously, as an MP, people get in touch, they write to us and raise issues. I've seen firsthand some of the unique challenges that the LGBT plus people in my constituency have been facing during the lockdown period. And it's things such as being unable to access their friends or the various support networks, such as in schools or universities or at work, or even as part of their wider community. And then when you add on top of that the mental health pressures of things like job security, personal health, and then one that is particularly prevalent in my constituency because of the large rural areas that we have, which is around social isolation, where you can be very quickly become cut off from pretty much everybody. So there's huge challenges being out there. And what we've actually seen is that at a time when, as communities, as constituencies, as a country, and also globally, when actually we should have been coming together united in the fight against COVID-19, sadly we're seeing sections of LGBT plus society actually being driven apart. And that's something as MPs we all have a duty to help to address. Now, I would say that nationally, I think government has made great steps on LGBT plus policy over the last 10 years or so. The question now to me is, where do we go next with it? I got an opportunity to see firsthand the work that goes on in government. I was Parliamentary Private Secretary to Penny Mordaunt when she was the Equalities Minister in the Government Equalities Office. And so I got the opportunity to see how government looks at issues, how it deals with them, how it prioritises them, but also the incredible amount of resource that it has put into LGBT plus policy over the last few years. Some of the initiatives that we saw introduced by Penny were things like the consultation on the Gender Recognition Act, which had an incredible feedback with over 100,000 responses, and Penny and her team were involved with meetings with over 140 different organisations. And there was also the work on the LGBT Action Plan, which went on to set a tone for government, and I think that's something that still is being followed, even though we have had a change of Prime Minister. Just last week, Boris Johnson was talking about his abhorrence of gay conversion therapy practices, and he's vowed to ban those as quickly as is possible. So it's great to see that even at the top of government that there is a recognition and a focus. And we need to hammer out the fact that government policy didn't and shouldn't stop at marriage equality. For any of us who are MPs, it is still clear that the LGBT plus community still face plenty of barriers in their lives. And not just that, there's a growing scope that government policy actually needs to cover. We need to acknowledge more that it isn't just about being lesbian or gay, but the legislation that we brings in needs to be able to make sure that it covers the other communities, including the bisexual and the pansexual and the transgender communities, to name just a few. So, you know, as I said, although progress is being made, and I do stress that, it is still up to us as MPs to ensure that the voices of all of our communities, but also all of our constituents, are heard in Parliament. And I think from my perspective, Pride festivals shouldn't be thought of as, you know, some kind of compensatory celebration of marginalised groups. Even if LGBT hate crimes were reduced to zero and we could get total equality achieved, I still strongly believe that these Pride events should still have a permanent place in everybody's calendar. So I will leave you with that thought. I'm sure you've got more fun things to do than listen to me, but I just want to say thank you so much again for listening to me, and I wish you all a very, very happy Pride.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello, I'm Cam Core, Portfolio Holder for Customer and Transformation at Warwickshire County Council. First of all, I want to start off by wishing everyone a very happy Pride. While the coronavirus pandemic may have caused this year's festival to be cancelled, I'm so pleased to be a small part of the online celebrations. And what a celebration it will be. A day full of performances, entertainment, talks and education, all being streamed on social media. A huge thank you to Warwickshire Pride for making this happen. At Warwickshire County Council, we are proud to support LGBTQ people and are committed to equality, diversity and inclusion in every aspect of our work. Every year we raise the rainbow flag outside Shire Hall in the centre of Warwick in celebration and solidarity of Pride and LGBT History Month. Warwickshire County Council is a place where everyone should feel valued and included, Everybody has a responsibility for equality and diversity, and our staff demonstrates this commitment through their work with customers, residents, colleagues and partners. Our newly relaunched Corporate Equality, Diversity Inclusion Group includes representatives from right across the council, including our LGBTQ staff network. Education is crucial in promoting equality in celebration of Pride today, and I thought I would share with you some of the great stuff that has happened across the council recently. Kenilworth Library hosted a screening of one of them, Michael Cashman, in conversation with Sir Ian McKellen from the British Library to celebrate LGBTQ History Month and mark the publication of Michael Cashman's biography about his extraordinary life. Rugby Library has been championing pronoun badges to help normalise the sharing of pronouns to create a more inclusive environment of transgender and non-binary people. Our fire and rescue service invited along local drag queens and a member of the LGBTQ community to raise the rainbow flag and talk through their experiences and expectations of the service. That event was also a great opportunity to encourage people from the LGBTQ community to seriously consider a career in the fire and rescue service. Our public health team has worked with South Warwickshire NHS Foundation Trust to adopt and implement the NHS Rainbow Badge Scheme. We commissioned a piece of work led by Equip to explore and understand the experiences of LGBTQ people with accessing health and social care provision in Warwickshire and their view on the Rainbow Badge Scheme. Whilst we've come a long way since the Stonewall riots, we know the fight for equality is still on. We know that LGBTQ individuals are still subjected to hate crime. I wanted to remind you that all hate incidents and crimes can be reported to police by calling 101 or through www.reporthatenow.com. But remember, in an emergency, please always dial 999. Thank you for your time. I hope that's given you just a brief insight into some of the ways Warwickshire County Council supports inclusivity and the LGBTQ community. Please enjoy the online celebrations and a very happy Pride from all of us at Warwickshire County Council.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Something about my place. New York woman, wanna rock you down. So one lipstick all over your face. Something about just knowing when it's right. So put your dreams up for Nebraska, Nebraska, I love you. You and I, you and I, I'd rather die without you and I, you and I, you and I, Nebraska, I'd rather die without you and I. It's been a long time since I came around. Been a long time, but I'm back in town. This time I'm not leaving without you.
Hi Warwickshire Pride, it's me, Steve, from Steve's LGBTQ plus domestic abuse awareness. Thank you so much for having me on your Pride. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I'm sure there's some fabulous acts on the way, as well as already been on before me. Just a quick video to let you know that I am raising awareness in the gay community for domestic abuse. I've been a victim of it twice. I've been always thought it was normal to be hit and financially abused and sexually abused. So I always thought it was just quite normal. And the last relationship I was in, it was a 10-year relationship, and I coped with that for 10 years. And now I'm out the other side. I've found my niche in the market, and I'm now raising awareness for other people that have been victims of domestic abuse in the LGBTQ plus community. I raise awareness by YouTube videos, also Facebook videos, Instagram videos, Twitter videos, and also I do a weekly podcast because I'm working with Spotify, so I'll do a weekly podcast on Spotify, and it's all under the same name, Steve's LGBTQ plus domestic abuse awareness. You're more than welcome to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and of course a brand new Spotify. So it's just basically to help others raise awareness. I'm doing all I can to raise awareness. I've even got a little helper, which I'm going to show you very, very soon. I'm going to show you in a minute my little helper. He's basically here to help me push out awareness as much as possible. He has got a name badge coming, but he hasn't arrived yet, so I can't show you the name badge, but he's got a little badge like this coming as well. So everybody, brace yourselves, because this is brand new and for Pride's next year. So I'm going to take him along to Pride's next year, and hopefully I'll be able to join you next year in 2021. So fingers crossed I'll be able to join you. So this is Harvey. He's an elephant, and he's going to be joining me at every single event to help push out awareness, just basically to try and that's something for you to remember me, basically, for raising awareness. You won't forget me because of Steve with the giant elephant, you know what I mean? So I've been donated him. He's worth a lot of money, but he got donated. He came today, and I'd like to share him with you. You're the first people to see him in the flesh, as it is. So please welcome my lovable elephant who's helping me raise awareness for domestic abuse. It's Harvey, everyone. It's Harvey. Yes, he is a blue elephant who is helping me raise awareness. I hope it's a bit random to share in it, but you know, he's here to help me out, push it out as well. So thank you very much, Harvey. You can go back to sleep now. As well as all that, I'm doing loads of prizes, loads of opportunities that come up to me this year, out of the blue, completely out of the blue. I'm so grateful to every single one of you for helping me raise awareness for domestic abuse in our community. It's not an easy job to do. I find it extremely hard, but I love it. And especially when stories are so close to your own, it's a bit difficult to read them out, because what I do is I get stories in through my email address and I read them out as a podcast under a different name, and people relate to the story because it's their story but it's under a different name, because because obviously I've got to think of data protection. So I do that every Friday, and that goes live. Well, it goes out on Spotify. So that is that. So basically, I love reading stories out. I do people's stories because I think it's vital that they get their voice heard, even if they can't actually voice their own stories. On a serious note, people can't always voice their stories, and I think it's vital that we do push out their stories, because domestic abuse is quite common in our community, but it's never really spoken about. And I'm quite fortunate to be able to voice people's stories, as well as raise some vital awareness, like on these videos, on my podcasts and Facebook Lives, everything. I'm so grateful to be able to have an opportunity like this to raise awareness. I mean, Harvey's a bit of a novelty, but he's here helping me as well push it out. So I'm really grateful to everybody who's donated stuff to me, like the badges, the stickers, everything. I've been donated everything. I've even got a hat with my logo on. I go around town every single day with a hat on, with my badge on. I've got stickers in my bag as well. So, you know, it helps. Whatever I get donated, it helps in the long run. And Harvey's just an added bonus, really. He's going to be helping me out every single place we go, events, meetings, the lot. Harvey's going to arrive. So get ready, guys. It's going to be quite a fun way of raising awareness, in a way. So thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Pride and have a fabulous, fabulous day. Take care, and fingers crossed I'll see you next year. All the best. Take care.
Oh, I see, darling. Which one's this for?
Warwickshire!
Oh, good God, not what? Oh, good Lord, the people in Warwickshire. You can go. It's on. Hello, darlings. Yes, it is I. It is Dame Hollyhock here, you know. That's Hock by name, drunk by nature. Cheers, everybody. How are you doing? This is Warwickshire Pride. Oh, I absolutely adore Warwickshire. I adore the men of Warwickshire. I adore the parks of Warwickshire. Me and the men in the parks in Warwickshire. It's absolutely lovely, you know, lovely. Warwickshire, one of the counties people cannot pronounce as well, you know. That's Warwickshire, W-A-R-W-I-C-K-S-H-A, Warwickshire, as we all know, of course. And there are some wonderful places in Warwickshire, you know, yes, there's Warwick, you know, Warwick, famous for its castle, yes. People all over the world, they've all said the same thing. How much is it to go in? Good Lord, the price of it. And of course the beautiful, absolutely beautiful Stratford-upon-Avon, famous for William Shakespeare. Yes, of course, William, good old Willie. Everybody loves a bit of Willie, don't they? Oh, I beg your pardon. So, Warwickshire, Stratford-upon-Avon, you know, Shakespeare confusing children for centuries. I have no idea what it's about. To be or not to be? Who has any idea what that means anyway? Just stick to the drinking, it makes more sense anyway. And then, of course, you've got the beautiful place of Rugby, you know, Rugby. It's famous for, oh, good Lord, what's that sport? It's a sport, it's played with balls, not that sort, you know. No, I cannot remember for the life of me what sport it is there. And in a few other little places. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a history lesson while we were here, you know. A couple of places. One, because we're in Warwickshire, and it was famous, you know, for the Forest of Arden. Yes, the big forest, loads of trees, loads of wood. So a few places became famous for furniture, of course. So you have a little place that was famous for bedroom furniture, like beds. And of course it became renowned for beds all over the world. And people would come to this little place and they would say, "Excuse me, dear, how much is that bed worth?" And that's where we get Bedworth from. Of course, very similar is down the road as well. It's famous for its castle. But many hundreds of years ago, they were famous for making kennels. And so people used to go and say, "Excuse me, my love, how much is that kennel worth?" And that's where we get Kenilworth from as well. Some of these facts, my dear, may not be true. So please do not Google anything, because most of it is absolute a lie, darlings, just a lie. So what else can I tell you? I never said who I was, did I? I'm Dame Hollyhock, some of you may have met my sister. Now, last year, my sister Carmen, she hosted Warwickshire Pride's Got Talent. Unfortunately, she cannot be here today because she is stuck on one of those cruise ships. She has this terrible disease, COVID-19. She's stuck on a cruise ship with loads of sailors at the moment. I do actually, I do have a postcard from her here. And she says, "My dearest, darling, loving, beautiful sister." She may have made up one or two of those little words there, Sister is the only thing she says. She says, "Do not worry about me. Please tell everybody at Warwickshire Pride to have a wonderful time. I'm quite happy here with my seaman." Dirty cow. So anyway, I'd like to wish everybody at Warwickshire Pride a wonderful, marvellous, spectacular day. I am very sorry we can't all be together to celebrate in Leamington, but we will all raise a glass, we will all have a drink as well. And as that wonderful man, Boris Johnson, as he says, his famous catchphrase, hands, face, save lives, or wash, or scrub everything, basically, And as he also says, stay safe, stay indoors, but if you can't stay indoors, go outdoors, but don't meet anybody outdoors because you may catch something, so don't go outdoors unless you're working or have to go and have your eyesight tested. Then of course you can go outdoors, but don't forget to wash your hands, scrub your feet, scrub around everywhere, all the little nooks and crannies as well. But most importantly, stay safe. Have an absolutely wonderful day, darlings. Consuelo! Yes, madam! Hurry up, turn this thing off, I finished. Love you all, darlings. Have a wonderful day.
Despite legal protections, almost 1/5 of LGBT+ workers face discriminatory comments or conduct from their work colleagues, and more than 1/3 hide or disguise their sexuality or gender within the workplace.
Every day, homophobia, biphobia and transphobia create a hostile working environment which stops LGBT+ people from being themselves in the workplace.
Due to coronavirus, there is now the added pressure of lockdown for LGBT+ people and the struggle to be open at home. It's a hard time for the LGBT+ community, but together we can make a difference.
The best way to make sure this culture changes is to join a trade union.
Trade unions have been fighting for LGBT+ rights for a long time, and it is our job as GMB to protect you in your workplace and build a community of solidarity that you feel safe in.
Unionised workplaces are safer. They tend to be better paid and to have better terms and conditions, particularly around equality. It's our job to educate, agitate and organise, and to tackle issues around discrimination and bullying.
As a union, we celebrate Pride because of its history and what it means to our LGBTQ+ members. Pride is a protest, a celebration of life, struggle and what we've achieved so far. It is victory in the face of adversity, and it's the way forward for a better world.
Joining GMB means your workplace is more likely to have better rights for LGBT+ workers and stronger protection against bullying and harassment. The more people that join, the more powerful we are, and the greater chance we have to create real and lasting change.
We are on your side.
Join GMB Birmingham West Midlands today and get involved in our LGBT+ network, GMB Proud.
Happy Pride!
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 Happy Pride!